legitimate accomplishments in other sports. He's not just recognised by WWE. He's recognised by he picked up an award not too long ago, wasn't it? Just for his contribution to sports in general. So I kind of feel like he is a legit guy. And he's been involved in so much over the years, even comedy, and then to come back from that to get into a serious role and become a heavyweight champion. You got to at least held a little bit of respect to the guy. I mean, I'm not a fan of his personally, and I've never really been a fan of his matches, but just to say the effort that he's put in is there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, of course, other mentions. Of course, we've got Ivory going in as well. Be cool to see her. She's not been involved in the Royal Rumbles leading up to this, so it's kind of cool that they're going to call her up as well. Hillbilly Jim, as I've mentioned. Now, of course, the other one that gets really bad heat, I mean, my God, it's on the Roman level, this is, Matt, Kid Rock. People are not happy about him going in. I've had a lot of people saying he's going to get booed, like a lot of these kind of celebrity wing people. I mean, the thing is... The thing with a celebrity wing is, I kind of get it, it's cool, but like it's good to have. But then, in any other Hall of Fame, who has a celebrity wing? Like football, it's just something that doesn't exist. So I don't know if they just do it because they want to try and keep them happy, or I don't know what it is. But if I was, I think people are putting up names to me. They're like, "Where's Andy Kaufman? Where's Cyndi Lauper? Where's like?" All these other people, Muhammad Ali and all this stuff, where are they, and why is Kid Rock going in before them? The thing is, though, it's not just Kid Rock, Matt. I mean, let's be honest, we've had Donald Trump going there. I mean, the thing is there... What I'm trying to say is, really and truly, Matt, if that's the standard, are we really that surprised?
I don't know. It feels like, to me, it's kind of a reason to say, well, we want to invite this guy to WrestleMania this year. But if we bring him into the Hall of Fame, then we've got a reason to do it. Yeah. It kind of feels that that's the way they act with that.
Yeah, I mean, Pete Rose is in there. He got absolutely obliterated, didn't he, when he came along and booed the crap out of. And I mean, Mike Tyson, you'd say, well, at least he was around for like the whole WrestleMania period. I mean, he got really involved with something there. Lawrence Taylor, where's he? Guy that headlined the damn thing 1 year. So. Yeah, I do really think it's inconsistent. People have been saying they think Limp Bizkit should be in there. But also, I tell you what, and I totally second this, and I've got to say, I'm going to put it out here. I'm going to talk about Hall of Fame just quickly here. I'm going to have a little bit of a rant here, Matt. But you remember the Warrior when he gave that speech, man? I went back on this because I was thinking... That Warrior Award, he never said anything like that. What he was getting at is he wanted the people, the men and women that actually you don't hear about, to get recognition. That's what he was on about. And I think, and by the way, I've got nothing against the Warrior Award. I think it's a great thing. But like most people, I think they need to rename it a little bit to somebody who actually does or did work in charity and actually had a lot to do with it. Somebody like Bill Goldberg would be absolutely perfect for that because he does loads of stuff, Make-A-Wish, and then John Cena would be the ultimate guy of all of them, of course, by the end of it. But there are a lot of names. But getting back to the Warrior, what he was pointing at, he was talking about the camera guys, the referees, or Jim Johnson. How the hell is Jim Johnson not in there? A guy who's made all this music. Those guys, I'd love to see something there for those people. A little bit more, and that's what he wanted. That's exactly what he was talking about in his speech. So how they came up with this other thing, I do not know. But what he was talking about, Warrior, was making something for those people you don't really hear about. They may be the producers, the writers, the agents, guys you just don't see, the makeup people, maybe even the Siemens, who do the dresses, all that type of stuff. Like where is that? So I would like to see something for that as well. I know everybody's been petitioning to get Jim Johnson in that, and again, a guy who's been very much involved with WWF for so many years. I do not know why he's not there, but the thing is, Matt, I mean, I think probably 6, 7, 8 years ago, I thought the standard they were setting for the Hall of Fame had kind of been lost anyway. I mean, I do feel like they should have probably made a tier system of like. A grade system to your Hall of Fame, because if you look at somebody like a Ric Flair to somebody like, I don't know, I mean, I don't want to be too harsh or critical on anybody, but there are guys in there. It won't take much for the imagination to know what I'm talking about. But there are guys in there that you think, how? How does that compare? And yet they're on the same level. It's just weird. But yeah, does it? Do you think it's because it happens every year now, Matt? Because at one time it was like every 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's because it's every year. Because no doubt there are people out there that still AAA kind of level stars that are missing from the Hall of Fame. So it isn't it's every year. It's just I don't know whether it's like politics, and if you're in with Triple H and you're in with Vince, you're in with chance.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of that, and a lot, like we said about the celebrities. If they want you there that year, that's a convenient excuse to bring you in. I just kind of wish that we get. Well, it's hard to say that because I'm saying that, but then Jeff Jarrett's in there.
Yeah.
So it is really confusing.
Yeah, it is really confusing. I've got a long list of names here. I always get this, and I thought I'll read them out, keep everyone happy. But these are some of the names that I've had the most people mention. China, for her to go in. Vader, we've always had that in the last 3 or 4 years. I can't believe he's not in, considering what's going on in his life at the minute. Come on, what the hell are they waiting for? Just, put the poor guy in while he's around at least, you know what I mean? Let him enjoy it. Because he's going to be in there. He will be in there. It's just a case of when. It's like, come on. And of course, DX1, he mentioned about Bruno Sammartino a few years ago, the politics and how long it took to sort that relationship out. And it was Triple H that pretty much bridged the gap there between him and Vince McMahon. So, he's saying that because of Triple H, there may be more of these people going in. But I will say one thing: does that mean China? I'm not so sure if that means that one. I don't know how far that will go back. But people used to say Randy Savage could never be inducted, but he was, wasn't he? So these people are in there. They're not always favourites. You look at the Warrior, Matt. I mean, he wasn't exactly Vince's favourite, was he, for a long time? And that happened. So. It's strange how it all works out. I mean, you look at Bret Hart, that's kind of what got that ball rolling, and I never thought I'd see Bret back on WWE, but that was the first time that he appeared.
It's a wonderful kind of thing sometimes, but when you get to see the behind-the-scenes things and how much it actually almost is for the benefit of Vince McMahon. I watched that Alondra Blaze kind of documentary, and just the kind of healing process for both of those people involved. It's quite interesting to watch.
And it feels like that that's going to happen between Jeff Jarrett and Vince McMahon this year. I mean, I feel like we're going to get that moment again, because I think last year when Goldberg come back to WWE, he had that moment with him, at that time. So, yeah, it does feel like it is a healing process for Vince more than anything else. Maybe that's what he looks for. Maybe he's just trying to get some of that guilt off of him and heal those wounds and get them back. So, interesting. Stay Lucky says, how about... talk about Kid Rock. Don't tell me Snoop Dogg will be inducted next year. So, yeah, there you go. That's where he's coming from. He's not happy. Nobody seems too happy. Early prediction, Matt. Do you think Kid Rock gets booed at the Hall of Fame?
Yes.
Sweet. I wonder who's going to induct him. How are they going to get around that? I wonder who that's going to be. Can't be The Undertaker.
No, surely not.
Who knows? We'll see that. Maybe it'll be Elias. Maybe that's his role in all this. You never know. Be interesting. Okay, well, don't forget, folks, if you want to tune into that, that's going to be going on tonight. But we will be talking about that on our live As It Happens show on NXT. So I'm sure we're going to get all crazy stuff going on about that, Matt, and the fallout from it, and we can talk about it then. Okay, moving on to more matches, Matt. I hope you're still with us here on this one. It's a long one. We're at the 95-minute mark, Matt. That's past a soccer game for us. That's how long we've been going. And I still feel pumped. I still feel fine. So it's good. And I want to start now, Matt, with the second half of this. The Raw's Women's Championship between Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax. This, for me, one of the best builds into this WrestleMania. And they've not... I mean, to be honest, it's not a high standard, I've got to say. But I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed more than anything Nia Jax's little interviews that she was doing. I really got a lot from that. I think again it makes me wonder, Matt, whether there's so much like less is more with WWE. Like instead of just sending people out to the ring, like do these video packages, because I just think they seem more comfortable. They're talking where there's no script for me. It just seems better. Like I can relate to her more. I know a little bit more about her. You want to see more layers. I just think just do normal freaking interviews. Stop sending people out there with these over-the-top scripts and people are getting confused with what they're saying. Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. And Alexa Bliss, I've got to say, when she first come along, I was not her biggest fan, and I was like, man, are we going backwards here with her? But she's actually very good, and in a lot of ways, Matt, she plays the character of Sasha Banks better than Sasha Banks has been able to, because they've just given her that role, haven't they? It's weird how they haven't gone with Sasha Banks in this position, because it's like they already had that formula there with her, but then they've just brought this Alexa Bliss along, and nothing against Alexa Bliss, but it's like you already had something that was already there in this position. But it's weird, isn't it, Matt, how they kind of just sort of shoved that to one side and just gone with her. But the whole attitude kind of thing is there. I mean, I like the way. The cool thing with her is it's a formula that's worked for so many years as well. Is when she gets on the mic and you think she's been sincere, and then she just turns it on a dime. She's very good at that, and getting the heat from the fans. For you, Matt, this match, of course, we got two big, or in fact three big female matches. But this one, I mean, any other time, Matt, I would say this is a fantastic women's match, and I do think this is going to be a great match. But we've obviously got another women's championship match that arguably is more of a fantasy type match. We wanted to see it for an even longer time, an even bigger build. But any other night, Matt, on any other WrestleMania even, this would be a really good match between two females, and stead them in a good light, I think.
Oh yeah, definitely. Any other pay-per-view, you could easily see this one of the top spots on the card.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, and like you said, it's a good story. I mean, you know how devastating Nia Jax is and how big she is, but it's a good story to tell that she is, in fact, a person with emotions, that can be hurt. That's good to know, because they get caught up so much on the macho image with WWE. People like Roman, he's a badass. Words won't hurt him. It just tells a different story. But then on the flip side to that, I've got this sneaking suspicion that as much as WWE is anti-bullying, you can't do that. You'll feel bad. Can't get away with that. I think Alexa Bliss is going to be the bully that gets away with it in the end.
Well, I've actually, I'll give that result away from me. I mean, I've gone with Alexa Bliss on this one. I see her retaining, and I see it going on a little bit longer. I feel like with Nia Jax, I think with the women's division in general on Raw, it's not a massive great pull sometimes. So I think there's plenty of time for Nia Jax to win it at a different period. I think she's got time on her side, so I'm like, I think she'll just be fine winning it at another area. I think you can keep your story going for a little bit longer, and it will make the catch that much more important. Not saying that WrestleMania isn't the most biggest card ever, and of course, winning at WrestleMania wouldn't be a bad thing. But I also feel, for the sake of this feud and the women's roster at the moment on Raw, that this could probably go a little bit longer as well. So. For me, I mean, I'm going Alexa Bliss with this. I think. What do you think to the match? Because I think we're going to get the sort of match where Alexa will be doing the cowardly heel thing, and I guess Nia will be just trying to chase her and grab her almost. You've got to work that style, because you have to be careful, because you almost get what I call now the Roman syndrome of where. Unfortunately, most of his opponents are always a little bit smaller than him. And as the babyface, you've got to be careful, because not everyone wants to see somebody just completely clobber the other person, unless you're Braun Strowman. He's the only exception to that I've seen. But in most times, that's not the way. So, for you, Matt, is this going to be that type of match, or do you think they'll throw a few surprises to us? And how good could this match be, Matt? Could we... What I'm trying to say, I guess, is there any chance of this match, this women's match, us coming out on Monday going, that was a better star-rated match than Oscar and Charlotte? Like chemistry-wise, I'm talking chemistry.
Chemistry-wise, possibly, but I wouldn't go that far as a bold prediction.